race of creatures from the stars, since they are equally a part of God's glory. He pledged to continue bringing UFOs to the attention of the Holy Mother Church. As God's power is limitless, Balducci told an Italian reporter, it is not only possible, but it is also likely that inhabited planets do exist. It is interesting to note that in the courtyard of the Pine Cone at the Vatican Museums is a bizarre sculpture that looks just like a type of ball-shaped UFO reported worldwide. This bronze sculpture is called Sphere Within Sphere, and it was created by artist Arnaldo Pomodoro in 1990 for the Vatican's museum. Pomodoro's specialty is the casting of gigantic columns and/or globes. In this magnificent sculpture, the fractured surface of the outer sphere reveals a very complex inner sphere that represents the harsh difficulties that the modern world finds itself in at the end of the second millennium. It could very well also represent the Vatican's interest and belief in UFOs and their ongoing research in solving the mystery. Does Monsignor Balducci and the Vatican have an important role to play in the coming of opening extraterrestrial contact? Only time will tell. With a history as long and spectacular as the Vatican, there is no doubt that the grounds and buildings were infused with the mystical energies and vibrations of times past. Some visitors to the Vatican are swept up and overwhelmed by the spiritual powers that permeate the atmosphere. Noted psychic Penny Milos recounts her impressions on her recent visit to the Vatican.
As I'm walking up these steps, I'm noticing and feeling some great energy that lies behind these doors. I feel like there was something pulling me to find out, but yet it was almost like I was not supposed to know what was going on in there. I feel that there is some great mystery that lies behind them that women may not be allowed to know what's going on in there, and that some kind of secret society could be doing some deep, dark rituals or something behind these doors that are connecting this world to maybe another world that we don't see. And it's just very interesting to walk along these hallways and see these mysteries that are maybe so hidden that only a few people may know about this. My feelings of past generations traveling through here, I picked up a lot of energies that were curious as to knowing what lies in these documents and what lies in these pictures and tapestries and wall artifacts and paintings that I was viewing. I mean, this leads right into the Da Vinci Code, and how in the Da Vinci Code, even the book explains that it gives possible reasons or explanations to who these people are and what their agenda is in our society today. And although it was a fictional type of book, I think that there are a lot of relative information that possibly the Vatican, the Pope, the Catholic Church may want to keep secret, and they're hiding it from everyone in plain view. And if we took the time and we felt the energies and we feel what those artists were trying to communicate to us because they lived at that time, there possibly can be a higher level that we'll reach. And I'm feeling that everybody has this power within them to reach this, and they just need to unlock these keys and find for themselves and visit and see and feel what was felt when you walked through these hallways and you walked and saw these artifacts that were on display there. It's only a minuscule part of what is really connected to. I mean, they're from the era of Christ, and it's just overwhelming to know that you can feel and hear and see the same images that were from then.
The Vatican has a long and troubled relationship with the phenomena of demonic possession and has had to walk a fine line when choosing whether or not to perform an exorcism. But what exactly constitutes possession? Some of the generally agreed upon symptoms include a demon speaking through the possessed victim in languages unknown to the person. The possession may also be aware of events that are either secret or happen at a vast distance. The possessed may display feats of superhuman strength, as well as denigrating the Lord, Mary, the cross, the saints, and exhibit overwhelming revulsion for holy artifacts and symbols. In recent decades, the Vatican has required priests who perform exorcisms to first determine whether there is some other psychological illness present in the possessed, such as the voices and delusions of schizophrenia. If medical science has failed to help the sufferer, then an exorcism may be considered the last resort. Catholic priests throughout the world are besieged these days with requests for an exorcism. Vatican officials partly blame the rise of Satanism, black magic, and renewed interest in the occult as factors that open the door to evil spirits.
Well, just remember, if there is coming an Antichrist, if there is coming some sort of a dark and horrible Darth Vader, some kind of the emperor of the universe, it will be brought in to the world. And if the world of mankind is to be ultimately imprisoned, and ultimately freedom is to be completely and totally destroyed from the minds of men, it will be brought in by, as all the founding fathers of this country knew, and of great minds have always said, and I'm saying it again, if a dark time for the human race is to be brought in and reestablished in the world to bring back what we call the Dark Ages, if that is to happen, it will happen at the behest of the Christian religion in general, and in our case the Christian religion, which is nothing more than a state-backed occult mystical system which virtually nobody has done any research on to find out where these ideas, concepts, symbols, national emblems, coats of arms, hallery seals, presidential seals, words, terms, catchphrases, none of this has been researched by the American people to know who we are, where we've come from, and where we're going as a human race.
There have